Hello, it's day 19455, and I have my original cameraman here from the old days, from the early '80s. My cousin Carolyn. She's good.
You moved the camera.
She moved the camera. This is called Thinking Caps now. She's going to interview me here about the 20 million hats campaign. So Carolyn, go ahead and start her off. What's the first question? What the hell am I doing, right?
So
how about that? Does that
what
work?
are we doing?
Well,
what's it all about?
We're going to be selling 20 million hats because people aren't wearing enough hats. This doesn't fit. Hold on, I got to pause now.
Red Cup Productions.
Right. So let me get back to that. The 20 million hats thing. Basically, we're selling 20 million hats in 20 months in order to create 20 million jobs. Now, we're going to do this by developing some projects that I have on the back burner as a official creative genius, realist, idealist. And I say that only to piss everybody off, including Carolyn. She hates when I say that.
Creative genius.
Yeah. But anyway, so I have a gazillion product ideas, services, things. You know, me and Carolyn have even developed some, like Sorello Sisters hot sauce that our mothers were making, and we did a business on it. And it was really successful. But anyway, the point is that I have a bunch, and one of them is called, I can't even say what it's called because that's the reason I'm doing the 20 million hats. One of the reasons is to raise money without having to disclose proprietary information, which will put me at a competitive disadvantage. If I go to a bank and try to get money, first of all, they'll just say no anyway. But they will want to know what the hell I'm going to do with the money. And if I tell them I'm opening up, to venture capitalists, unscrupulous people that will just take the hard work of the conception of something, even though it takes a lot of work to make something work, and there's that protection there. But it's a mode of protection. In this one particular case, I have a product which I can't really describe, but is very useful, and there's a huge market for it. Probably 3 billion people.
It's being used.
It's being used right now. 3 billion people could use it, and I've been using it and tweaking it in my mind for at least 11, 12 months now. That's one thing. I don't want to describe it. I don't want there's a service out there called Jumpstarter, not a service, but a Kickstarter, and they will lend you money. Or they will give you, they will put, but you have to tell them everything about your project, and that opens you up to public disclosure before you're ready to compete. Now, if it's a good idea, and I have a lot of those, I think at least, and even if I didn't think, whatever. Let's say I accidentally came up with a good idea. If you're out there raising money on Kickstarter, you're exposing your good idea to people that have a lot of money, that are watching the Kickstarter account and looking for ideas. So anyway, there's a natural mode of protection. Now anybody can apply to the 20 million jobs fund to get money. Now we're going to be selling 20 million hats and 20 million shirts. That's going to come up to about $1 billion eventually. Now I know that sounds crazy, being as poor as I am at this point. That's the exciting part. With $1 billion in capital seed money, anyone can apply to it, and we keep it completely confidential, and they'll have to trust us. Sorry, but yeah, and if their idea will create jobs according to the metrics that we create. Wait, Carolyn has a question. You want to ask it live or?
I do have a question before I forget.
Yeah.
So these people that send in their donations, basically.
No, they get a hat, and they go.
Okay,
Oh yeah, good question. Good question.
Do they get a part of the business? Are they?
All right. That's a good question. And here's what happens: they don't get a part of the business. Not only do they get a hat, you're going to get a hat for your $20. Making it simple: 20 million hats, $20 each, comes out to $400 million. Plus 20 million t-shirts, it's another 400 million. We're looking at almost $1 billion, 800 million over 20 months. They get a hat or a shirt or whatever they want, but of those two, but they also get an automatic membership in the 20 million club. And what that is it's a discount club. And what it is we're going to sign up major businesses like Amazon.com and entrepreneurial businesses where they have a lot of books about entrepreneurialism things that will help entrepreneurs initially is what we're going to do. We're going to sign up businesses like eBay, which helps people get products used if they're starting up a business. We're trying to foster startup businesses to make it easier for entrepreneurs to pursue their dreams and to pursue their ideas and flesh them out. And I'm an expert in developing businesses on no money at all. I created a whole bunch of them. And that was what one of my original businesses was it was called Effortless Information Services, Mr. Know-It-All Database. And we had about 15,000 people calling in. It was very good. And we would help them find any kind of information about the kind of products that they're trying to bring to market, and marketing information, manufacturing information, anything like that. So, okay. So I think I answered, well, yeah, the 20 million club. You get a card that gives you discounts at various vendors all over the country, big ones and local ones. We're going to start in the local Niagara Falls, Buffalo area, but we're also going to have salespeople set up around various districts in the nation so that they can sign up businesses in their area. And it is to foster entrepreneurial growth and job creation. That's how we're going to create the 20 million jobs. We're going to develop our own products at first that we know are really, really good. There's two. One is clipped, which I've discussed before, and I really can't go into too much detail about it, but that's one of them. And the other one is this other thing that's really, really good. There's a market of 3 billion people. There's something similar out there for it. It's not being marketed right, and it's not real. The product isn't really configured properly to make it, as good as it could be. It's kind of like there used to be a thing called Arcos, which was an MP3 player. I had one, and I showed it to Carolyn and her brother and her husband. And they kind of laughed at me back then, but it was like I had my whole CD collection on this thing. And
I thought it was pretty cool. I always thought it was
well,
good.
you guys were going, I'm not going to do it. I like CDs, whatever. But, this was before anyone, this was before.
I beg to differ. I was never against it.
No, I'm not saying you were against it, but you kind of laughed at me like I was like, remember how excited I was about it? I get excited about a lot of things. But I was super excited about it. I was going, wow, this is going to be great. We could, let's sell it. And it was like, oh, Peter's going off on one of his things. But anyway, then Steve Jobs, what I'm trying to say with that is there was an existing thing. It was basically a little, I should have it out again because I already talked about it. It was a blue thing. It was a little doorstop hard drive about this size. It was heavy. And it had 6 gigabytes of memory on it. The point is that it was hard. It wasn't. Now Steve Jobs, he saw the MP3 being developed and all that stuff, and he said, just like I did with the CD jukeboxes when I went into the vending business, I go, that's a good thing. That's really, because I knew. I had my whole album collection in my hand. I was going, this is freaking great. I was playing it in my car. This is like in the, really early on when these things came out. I was like, I'm always those first adopter type people. So I'm thinking about it. I'm going, this is great. Well, Steve Jobs did the same thing, and he developed the iPod, and it made it slick and small and convenient and intuitive and light, and he made it beautiful. And so my point is with this product right here that I can't talk about, it's a similar thing. There are things out there that are in the ballpark, but they're not well designed, and they don't really solve all the problems that they should. And that's one of the first products I'm going to develop with the seed money that I get from selling the 20 million hats. Like I said, I'm going to do my own couple projects, but I'm also, as the funds come in, going to be giving those funds out to entrepreneurs like myself who have ideas but don't have access to capital. And one of the problems with getting capital is that you go to the bank, if you don't have collateral, you can't get any money, and they don't care how good your idea is. Yeah.
So, you're going to be giving some of this money away after you do your.
Well, I don't know if we're going to give it away. We might loan it for one thing to keep the fund going.
Whatever you're going to do with it.
Some grants in some cases.
Okay, so
if it's warranted.
These people that are looking for money, are you going to require that they disclose their ideas?
Probably, because we can't just give money away. They just have to prove in some way that they're going to create jobs. That's the point of the money, is to create 20 million jobs and to foster creativity. So this
20 million hats project is basically your own Kickstarter.
Yeah, to start off, because I can only create. When I first told you about the 20 million,
it's going to be a Kickstarter.
Yeah, it's a Kickstarter for my own projects, but then I'm going to I'm going to expand it out to anybody
And
who
you're going
wants
to
to do
use
it.
it as a Kickstarter.
I'm going to use it as my own Kickstarter because I have problem getting access to capital for various reasons I won't go into right now. And, you know, it's cluster F. But anyway, so one of the best things for me is to raise my own capital, you know, without having to make other people feel they have to put their money up for risk for whatever reason they don't want to do it. So that is one way. And I have, and like for the last 30 years, I've been developing things day in, day out. That's all I've been doing is developing things, tweaking things, tweak, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the initial 20 million hats money, the first ones that come in, the first 100,000 or so, or whatever I need to fund my own startup ideas that I have that are really, really, really solid. And if I could delegate, I could get them done. But without money, you cannot delegate anything. And so you still have to feed your mouth, and I have trouble even doing that. So, I mean, it's hard. There's only so much time in a day, only so many seconds. Carolyn got really mad at me when I started counting the seconds. Like, she was like, oh, don't do it.
And then once again, I'm the one that inspired it. And I was very sorry.
No, she was.
I'm very sorry that I did, because I felt that's just a waste of time.
A waste of time. That's exactly the opposite of what it is. But, I mean, I don't look at it all the time. But I have an idea for that, too. But that's secondary. You know, so, okay, hold on one second. I have to lower the music in there for a second. Yeah, I just lowered the Susie and the Banshees. Great song. It's on the Grosse Pointe Blank soundtrack album. A lot of good music on that album. So anyway.
Oh, that's Susie and the Banshees.
Yeah, Susie and the Banshees. I can cut this video up into little chunks, too, so it doesn't really matter. And I put it on airplane mode so it won't get interrupted, which is very good. Okay, so where were we? What was the other question now? Yeah, the 20 million club. So you're going to get discount. Now, the other thing you're going to get for your $20 is you're going to get by showing faith and investing in a hat, which is going to be a cool hat. Carolyn's going to help me design the logo tonight, tweak it into a little bit more beautiful look rather than what it is, which is very basic because I don't have the tools nor the talent to make something beautiful whereas she does and her brother does too. And they're very good at that. And I have basic design. That's all I can think of is, some things like that, or some marketing things. I add my marketing thoughts to it. That's it. But they create beauty, and they always have. So what I'm going to do is with the 20 million club. So the 20 million club, what you get when you take that act of faith and buy a hat, which it's going to be will work as a hat. You can put it on, keep the rain off, or some people are bald and they care what it looks like, so they put on a hat. Whatever reason you wear a hat, it's going to be a tasteful black hat. Maybe I'll come in different colors later, but at this point, just a black hat. And what you're going to get for that is, like I said, you're going to get the hat. You're going to get a 1-year membership in the 20 million club, and the other thing that you get is you're going to get automatic 50% off of the product that I develop. So basically, you're going to get the product I develop for pretty much close to cost. So when I develop this product, which I know you're going to want, because everyone I show it to likes it and kind of wants it, and, because of what it does, the one product. And the other product, you're going to want that too, because it really the clip product solves a lot of annoying frickin' problems. So you'll want that too, and that'll probably be free anyway. But maybe there might be some cost for web space or something, some minimal costs on a monthly basis. But you're going to want that too, and you're going to get 50% off. You're going to get it at pretty much at cost. So that's one of the advantages of joining the 20 million club is that every product that gets developed either by me or one of the people that we loan the money to, you're going to get the best deal that you possibly can on the product once it's developed, because you've gone ahead, you've shown a little faith in the American entrepreneurial spirit, and you're saying, yeah, we endorse this. We support your efforts to creatively develop something of use that's going to create jobs for people and it's going to make their lives better. And so, yeah, we like the improvesomething.org concept, and we want to be a part of it, and that's what I hope that I can convince a lot of people to do. And I'll go door to door by myself to do it. I'll knock on doors. Hello, hi, how you doing? I'm a bearded guy, but maybe I'll shave and put on a suit, whatever. But the point is, I'm gonna go and convince people to buy these hats one way or the other on YouTube, door to door, whatever it takes. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to sell. I've done a spreadsheet on it. If I sell 5 hats a day for the first month, and then increase those sales by like 75 to 85% a month by training other people how to sell or using whatever means I can, like YouTube and going on Letterman or what. Well, he'll be gone by then, off his show, Steve Colbert. Whatever I got to do to convince people to buy a damn hat is what I will do, because people aren't wearing enough hats. Our corporate research has discovered this. And so everybody will get discounts off of the products that are developed, like I said, either by me or one of the people that we give 20 million job grant money to or 20 million job loan to. Any product that they develop, they're going to sign off and say that everybody that's in the 20 million club gets a very special deal for as long as they're in the 20 million club. And the only thing you have to do to stay in the 20 million club is pay every year the $20, and you'll get a hat or a shirt or whatever, plus you'll get a whole nother year in the club. And you'll be helping foster American entrepreneurship and creativity and creating jobs and people getting along and things just getting rosy and better. I know it's all good, but it is. It's like an exciting thing. And it's going to be 20 million jobs created from this, and it's going to be a lot less conflict. It's going to be like a fun competition that goes on between people that are trying to create. I'm gonna bring myself to tears just thinking about how beautiful this is going to be. So let me take a red cup break. So any other questions on that? Did I cover does it make sense? Or does it sound too realistic?
Off in my own head.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she was on her smartphone. That's the danger with smartphones. It takes you out of the world that you're in, and it puts you in. You're checking your text. She got distracted.
There's a cat walking by.
Well, you get the general idea, though, right? Did you catch it? You hear what I was? Oh, she wasn't really listening, but that's all right. So, do you have any questions about it?
What's it all about?
Red cup, formless future. Now, let me explain formless future, because it's an interesting little thing. Me and John Battaglio, one of my best friends and longtime investors and stuff like that. That's one of his sayings, actually. Or well, between me and him, we used to talk about formless future. It's that spackling product that you put on drywall when you put up fresh drywall, and it's like white, and you can mold it and you put it there to cover up the nail holes and stuff, or the things. And it's like we always like the idea that you could mold it into something. So formless future is about that. And this, on my Facebook page, I have the formless day 31,415. What does that say? Formless future. See, I have the 31,000. That's the pi day, because on your 31,415th day, which is like pi is 3.1415, you will be 3.15 days away from your 86th birthday. Everybody will be that. That happens to everybody. In my particular case, I was born on July 19th. 3 days from this day actually occurs on July 22nd, 2049 or something. And that's July 22nd, which is 22/7 in the Europe way that they do their thing, and that comes out to pi. It's the closest decimal thing to pi, which I think is funny. I just think it's cool. So anyway, I'm working on a 2-worder to sum this thing up in the end, but I haven't. I'm leaving it blank for now. Now, do you have any other questions?
Is it today?
This is today.
I thought we did have one.
Well, I do multiple for every day.
Oh, what was the last one that you did?
The last one was thinking caps.
Oh,
and the clip. Now you see the clip.
I came up with something, but no, I forgot what it was.
You forgot what it was? You'll think of it. What was it have to do with? When you got to write these things down. That's what clip's about, kind of. You have to, and the gripper pad. That's what I invented the gripper pad for, was because I was always, once you start coming. I mean, everyone's a creative genius. That's why you know, I don't feel like I'm being out of line by saying I'm a creative genius, even though I'm maybe a little bit more than most people. But everyone has the potential to be a creative genius if you just pursue that part of you that is creative.
Stop ignoring your genius.
Stop ignoring your creative genius is exactly it. So that's the discussion about the 20 million club. You're going to get a lot of benefits, a lot of club benefits. Now here's another thing that's interesting, that is something special that we're doing for the 20 million club, is that the first 100 or so that are they synced up? The first 100 or so people that buy a hat. Now Dave Fleck is the first person to buy a hat. Thank you, Dave. And he still hasn't gotten his hat, and he's probably thinking, "Oh, geez, what a loser." But I apologize. There's delays beyond my control, believe it or not. No, it's probably not that hard to believe, as scatterbrained as I am. But where was I?
Dave Fleck.
Dave Fleck. Yeah, thank you, Dave. And no, before that.
Oh, God.
What?
Sure.
I was somewhere. Oh, like I said, I can edit it.
A hat.
Everyone's going to get a hat. Yeah, I don't know. Let me think. Hold on. I'm going to pause it for once. Carolyn brought over, I almost said another name. Carolyn brought over Anna Lane's sauce tonight. She made Anna Lane's sauce. Oh my God. I missed that sauce. It was really good. And it was really good. Carolyn's version of it was really, really good. So I just wanted to say that right now. I have a question here from Carolyn.
Well, it's not really a question. I was just like reminiscing in my head about the video that we were taking in my house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'll put a clip in there from this video. Right.
2 years ago. And I said,
this is from
Peter,
Ron.
just come up with